Sagittarius, and welcome to your collective Sagittarius love reading. So I'm going to start off your reading today with this deck right here, which is my overall lying holographic deck, just to see what the overall message is. It's going to come back to us here at the end of the reading. And it's the Six of Pentacles. So that talks about equal give and take. It talks about reciprocity, either having reciprocity or lack thereof. We're going to see in a moment here. We're going to get you a Kipper deck to see what other messages want to come through for you here. We've got retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Okay, Sagittarius. Well, you do love to travel. You are known for being the one that does not like to necessarily stay still. There are times where you just feel like you need to roam. You need to go on a big adventure. You need to go off and do something either with a partner. This is a card of two people retreating together, but perhaps you feel like you need a retreat, on your own. So the next one that came up was Coyote. This is your Oracle animal spirit card that's calling to you today. It says, the revealer of the truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing and your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. All right, so Sagittarius, this very much talks about we all stumble across traps at times in life, and that is normal. That is absolutely par for the course of being human. But that, we don't need to dwell on them as if though they were something that we can't get up, brush ourselves off from, and continue to move forward with. So something about lessons here from the past. Be bold and make the first move, Cardinal Moon. Okay, so perhaps there is, Source, God, the universe is telling you that there's something here that you need to take action on in order to really find your true happiness. You might need to be the one to take the first move. Let's get you a Love Oracle Chakra card here. And then we'll start the tarot so that we can see what the overall actual reading is. Okay, a message for you. All right, I am thinking of you in this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Oh, Sagittarius, somebody out there is sending you a message. If you know who it is, you know who it is, but that's between you and them. Let's get into the tarot, see what we're talking about here. So give me I'm going to do a freestyle reading for you today, Sagittarius. Let's just get the cards out and see what comes out first. First card you have today is the Justice card. So that talks about things really coming into balance, coming into karmic balance. Something about, you had the Six of Pentacles there, talks about reciprocity. Perhaps something was not being reciprocal or something wasn't in karmic balance, and now you've spoken some sort of truth. So the Justice is holding that Ace of truth in their hands, and then the Ace of Swords came out. So the Ace of Swords is really saying hey, you need to be blatantly clear, whether it be about your boundaries, whether it be about, about how you feel about somebody. This could be a work, platonic, friendship, whatever situation it is. There's tremendous happiness, Nine of Cups, but this is very much an individualized happiness. And Nine of Cups is not the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is the family dynamic happiness. Nine of Cups is the individual, me, myself, and I am happy all by myself kind of thing. Maybe there's something that's coming to an end with that. Maybe you're finally ready to let somebody in with the Death card here. So there's a renewal. There's something that has either come to an end here or that is getting revamped within you. Maybe that's your own self-love. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles here. So that talks about working really hard, either on your spiritual health, on your emotional health, on your work situations. Let's see what's going on. So let's get some clarifiers here for Sagittarius. What's the Justice for Sagittarius, please? What's the Justice for Sagittarius? Okay, we've got the Emperor. All right. So the Emperor is the Mac Daddy of the tarot. That is your fellow fire sign. It's typically seen as the major arcana for Aries, but it's a very fiery energy. He's the Emperor. He only gives his energy to the Empress. There's no gender in tarot, so you can always reverse the roles if you're a female watching or if you're a male watching. But it really talks about somebody who stands strong, knows how to build their empire, knows what they want, has firm boundaries, understands, has learned a lot of lessons, right? You don't get to be the Emperor without going through all four of the other kings, because he's all four kings wrapped into one. Ace of Swords here clarified by the Knight of Cups. So maybe you feel like somebody owes you an apology, or you feel like you owe somebody an apology. We do have a bold, be bold and make the first move here. And we do have this message for you that says, somebody's thinking of you at this very moment. They very much love you. And yet with the 9 of Cups here, we've got the 8 of Swords, which talks about anxiety. So there's some sort of anxiety here, collective, I'm tapping into. There's anxiety here about maybe being selfish. Maybe there's anxiety here about feeling like the person that you've been dealing with has been a bit selfish. The Death card here to the Star. Well, that's good news, because the Death card really talks about renewals of energy or the ending of something or the beginning of something new. But with the Star here, it talks about how that death or whatever that, ending, closing cycle is. Oh, we're going to take that card in just a second here. The Star is what's next, and that's healing energy. The Star is Aquarius energy. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, but it is a card of massive healing. And we've got the 8 of Pentacles here clarified by the Knight of Wands. So that's another fiery energy. That's Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries energy again. So you're coming out here again, and this time it's talking about passionate, some sort of like working really hard towards something with a lot of gusto, with a lot of passion, with a lot of feeling of, just like, I want this to work is what I'm gathering from that. Okay, so let's get 5 cards for the overall outcome, the overall aligning message for you here. We've got the King of Swords. So that's air energy. That's Aquarius, Libra, and or Gemini. And we did have the Ace of Swords there with the Knight of Cups, which talked again about somebody perhaps owing you an apology, or you owing somebody an apology, somebody not wanting to take the first move on that apology, but you're really standing firm on, look, I know that I deserve to be told the truth about something. And the Wheel of Fortune here as your next card is really talking about a new cycle beginning, something that's working out in your favor. So it's going to work out in your favor. You're going to get what you ultimately desire. Okay, so I just got this deck and you got the intro. Let's share the World of Tarot card. But let's interpret it for a moment here. We've got 4 birds and we've got a child here with actually the Tower in the tarot in the background. So perhaps we're talking here about, 4 of Swords tends to talk about, because birds are represented as air energy, healing, some sort of healing that's going on here for you right now in the present moment. And let's just get another clarifier here, because that was sort of a bonus card that you got me to interpret there for you. But 4 of Wands is the center card here. So perhaps you're healing from some sort of a deeply soul-tied relationship, or you deeply want a soul-tied relationship that leads to doing life with people, doing life with someone, doing life with your person. Ace of Pentacles here talks about a tremendous new opportunity here, or perhaps this Wheel of Fortune is bringing in a big amount of money, something financially lucrative for you. And here you are with the, 3, 4, 5 of Swords. So there's some mental headspace around this. There's sort of feeling like, I'm going to need a clarifier here, but there's sort of this feeling of in the past, I've had a lot of anxiety, or I've had a lot of mental strife on how to move forward, whether this is a romantic or a business endeavor. And so, yeah, being in your headspace about something here. Let's clarify the King of Swords. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so that is very much abundance coming in. And with the Ace of Pentacles here, again, I do feel like Sagittarius, there's money on the horizon, something that you've been working really hard on. You've been working on something really hard, really passionately, whether that's actually a job or a business or a relationship. There's something here that's going to be very abundant, right? Because again, I always say and this is love. Okay. I always say that you can be financially wealthy and spiritually bankrupt. You can be spiritually abundant and financially bankrupt. So you can be a healthy combination of both. What I'm gathering here is we're working towards a healthy combination of both, with the Wheel of Fortune bringing in the Lovers here. So perhaps you felt like there was stagnation in love. Again, there's something here about somebody that loves you, something about this kind of past energy of the coyote, the revealer of the truth. You've got a lot of swords here revealing truth for you. There's something here about a retreat, about reciprocity, and about being bold enough to make the first move, or sitting firmly knowing that they need to make the first move. I'm not sure which one of you it is, but there's a 4 of Wands. That's either in a corporation, a job, or that could be a home. It could be seen as a marriage situation. Somebody's feeling left out in the cold in the coming energy. So perhaps if that apology isn't made, somebody's going to feel left out in the cold, because the Judgment is here with the Ace of Pentacles, which can talk about, feeling like there is something coming to light regarding this Ace of Pentacles, which could either be a new abundant opportunity for you, or it could be just an opportunity in like a new cycle, like the Wheel of Fortune was saying, in love. What's the Five of Swords here for Sagittarius? What are they in their headspace about, or what is this maybe clash that they're having with another person? The Hierophant. Okay, so perhaps this is a very serious relationship. This could have been a past relationship. This could have been a past marriage that you were in. You could be a Sagittarius, moon, rising, Venus, sun sign. But there's something here about, or if you're a cross watcher and you're dealing with a Sagittarius, there's something here about this Sagittarius that you're dealing with, or if you are the Sagittarius, something to do with the home situation or the work endeavor not feeling like it's reciprocal, not feeling like it was just the way that things were happening, feeling like now you're in Emperor energy, wanting to get everything in order. You've been working really hard and really passionately. So like you've been putting forward a lot of energy into this situation that we're tapping into here. And there's a new opportunity coming in with a choice, or the Lovers, where, you know, you're standing firm in your boundaries, standing firm in knowing what you deserve, and there's money coming in for you. And there's also something about like, you need to get away. Like, you know, the spring is here. This is a timeless reading, so maybe it's the winter when you see this, but whatever season you're in, you're ready to travel in that season. And I think that that's going to be really healthy for you, because it's saying here that you need to make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing, and you need to learn from the tricks or the mistakes of the past. The Six of Embers here talks about, or the Six of Pentacles here talks about reciprocity. Again, like I said, where we're saying that there's something about be bold enough to make the first move, or you're hoping that somebody's bold enough to make the first move. The message overall for you is that somebody's thinking of you, or you're thinking of somebody that you love deeply as this message is coming through. At the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming is the Ten of Wands, which talks about, you know, something that can be really heavy. It has to do with collaboration with somebody else. And again, you got the Knight of Pentacles here. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the tarot. Perhaps you're collaborating with somebody that's a bit stubborn to get that message out to you. But I think that, you know, ultimately, if they do, if with the world, they close that old pattern, that old cycle, everything will be victorious if you or that person decides to actually step it up and either apologize or do something that is going to let that other person know, like, hey, I'm ready to start this new fresh cycle with you, or I'm going to cut you out and seek my happiness elsewhere. Let's get you a fun, cheeky card to close out this reading. This is the It deck, and we've got for you, ask yourself if this maffa is worth all the effort. Ask yourself the truth, Sagittarius. Is this person truly worth all the effort? Well, let's see. This is a fun, cheeky way to see if this is really your message. If you don't see your initials here, or this is not something that resonates with you, that's okay. Leave it for somebody else. However, it is a fun way to see, oh my gosh, like my name popped up there, or the person I'm dealing with first initial or last initial, or the state that you live in. We've got the letter B, we've got H, we've got H again, we've got B again, we've got M, G, A, N, C, E, U, D, E again, R, H, R, I, V, U, O, M, A, and L. All right, so these are the letters that I have for you, Sag. Go ahead and pause the video if you'd like to see if you see the name of somebody here that you are, resonating with, or if this is, again, initials for a state or something that resonates with something that had to do with this reading. But overall, I think that the message here for you is, like, you need to take some time to play. You need to take some time to retreat. You need to take some time for yourself or with this other person. There might be an apology that you feel like that you deserve. And the cards are saying that, look, that what's meant to be is going to happen, right? The Wheel of Fortune is going to work out in your favor. So you're either going to get that apology, or you're going to get the bravery to send out that apology. It's going to help you to reunite if that's what you choose. But ultimately, here you're going to be victorious with or without them. So that's the overall message that I have for you today, Sagittarius. I will see you in the next one. Bye.